I'm gonna have a little discussion about something that's going to lead to another video I'll make, because if you guys are not Boruto readers, I don't know why I wouldn't be, because it shows all the time that Boruto's like the #1 fucking, manga read each month. I've been getting comments about the whole Himawari shit and how people were saying like Himawari is not Nine Tails Jinchuriki, and I was like, what? First I like played it off. So I'm like, bruh, niggas should not be this dancing this stupid. The first time, this was like months ago. This was like a year ago. And then somebody came in my comments today and was talking about it. He was just talking fucking mad crazy. I'm like, this nigga said I was like a surface level reader and shit. I'm like, bruh, hold on, nigga. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just talk about this shit right now. I thought it was just like, bruh, these niggas are idiots. That just saying some dumb shit. But no, niggas actually believe that, and I done have this conversation on stream a few times already about Himawari and the niggas that think she's not the Nine Tails Jinchuriki. After that, I'm like, bruh, there's no way these niggas believe this. Is Himawari the Nine Tails Jinchuriki? In Boruto 2 Blue Vortex series, Himawari Uzumaki becomes the new Jinchuriki of Kurama, the Nine-Tailed Fox, after his death. Low-level, surface-level reader, my ass, you motherfucker. Jokes aside, there has been conversations about this, and I was actually surprised that there were actually conversations about this situation where it's people that think that, because we go to, it's not real clarification of what's actually going on with Himawari, because there's a quote that from Jura that says that when she's fighting, he's like she's less human and less fucking Jinchuriki and more Biju, which is like, that don't negate her being a fucking Jinchuriki. I don't know why y'all said that, because if that would have happened, Drew would have just flat out said that no, she's not a fucking Jinchuriki, she is the fucking Nine Tails itself. And I understand that they have these conversations where, yes, with her and Kurama, that yes, there are like supposed to be one entity where the mind and body, their mind and bodies are connected. And also, when she was born with Kurama's chakra. That's where the whole my whole stream with, was Kurama a part of fucking Naruto smashing fucking video. So yes, I know this. And yes, I know he got Kurama's chakra. That would have been fine. In that case, if it was only that she had Kurama's chakra at birth, that would have been fine. If she wouldn't been Jinchuriki, it would have been like the Gold and Silver brothers, Hikaku and Gikaku. The problem is that when Kurama dies, he is reborn inside of Himawari. And then people want to make the argument, oh, well, he wasn't sealed inside of her. So, who gives a fuck? Honestly, he's inside her consciousness. And they're talking, having a conversation in their consciousness. She's in the realm of talking to Kurama just like Naruto was. So I think her not being a Jinchuriki is fucking insanity. And some people say that like she's a fool. Well, not a fool, because we know that she has the fucking Byakugan. She has the Byakugan. So she's not a full Biju. She still has her fucking Hyuga / Kaguya abilities. To where, yes, they did say she's like the Shinju, but that don't mean anything. Because if she was the full fucking Nine Tails, she wouldn't be able to use the fucking Byakugan. So, but there's two arguments to that. If you want to say that she is the actual Nine Tails, I don't care. I feel like her being the actual Nine Tails and her being a Jinchuriki is the same thing, honestly. Because she's not the full Nine Tails. She has a human, well, she has the full Nine Tails inside her now because Kurama died and he was reborn and now was a baby. But to call me a surface level reader because I'm saying she's a Jinchuriki when everybody fucking else is saying she's a Jinchuriki as well, is fucking wild. But I want to get into some Reddit threads because they was arguing about that. And I was interested in seeing this, but see on here, you see everybody saying she's a fucking Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, bro. But if you don't want to say it and just say, oh, she's just the Nine-Tails itself, I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, I don't disagree with you. She is the Nine-Tails, but I still think she's a Jinchuriki of the Nine-Tails, which is why I think it's a fucking stupid argument regardless, because I feel like it's the same thing. The only difference is when the Jinchuriki is inside a body, it's two separate, entities, but Kurama is still inside of her and it's still Kurama, even though it's like one mind and one body. They're still having conversations and shit, just like how Naruto and Kurama did in the past. And she's in the realm of talking to the Nine-Tails. Boruto, Tubu Vortex manga, Himawari becomes a new Jinchuriki of Kurama, the Nine-Tail Fox. This occurs after Kurama sacrificed himself in the battle versus Ishiki. And we're gonna be reading, let me turn this down a little bit. We're gonna be reading some of these. Hopefully y'all can read it. With spoilers for the new chapter out, I started to see complaints about power scaling and why Himawari is already more proficient with Kurama than Naruto was when he started. Why is she able to use tail beast bombs first try? I will try to answer these questions with what has been said in the manga thus far. Himawari Uzumaki is not a traditional Jinchuriki. In fact, I don't think I would even call her a Jinchuriki. A Jinchuriki is a human with a tail beast sealed inside them, inheriting two beings sharing a body. But in chapter 10, we learn Kurama and Himawari share a singular body and soul, which was only possible because Kurama died and burned all his chakra with Naruto. When Himawari was born, she was born with traces of Nine-Tails chakra, like I said earlier. What would have been considered a pseudo Jinchuriki. So, I mean, he don't disagree that she's a Jinchuriki. He just feels like she's more of a hybrid of, a human and a tail beast. Which I feel it's the same thing. I don't know why it's the fucking same thing. Like, honestly, I don't care if you feel like she's a hybrid or not. I just feel like saying she's not a Jinchuriki herself is fucking ridiculous. But you can come to your own conclusion on how you think she's a Jinchuriki. I just feel like she's a Jinchuriki because Kurama, it's the issue that Kurama shows up in her consciousness and have a conversation with her, even if they have the same mind and body. She's in the fucking Nine-Tails plane talking to Kurama, just like how Naruto was. The moment Kurama burns his chakra from Naruto's body, the Nine-Tail beast will start to be dead because his chakra was consumed. However, Himawari had Nine-Tails chakra from birth, allowing Kurama to reincarnate. This is where things take a different turn. Kurama was reincarnated as Himawari, as she was the only source of Nine-Tails chakra. In a way, Kurama is Himawari, thus Himawari is the Nine-Tail beast. Don't disagree with that. It's a new type of entity it's supposed to be we had seen yet. So to answer the question, Himawari is more proficient than Naruto because unlike Naruto, she can access Kurama's consciousness directly. And so people right here, why do people forget that Minato got KCM2 in full control of Kurama power the moment they got along? Naruto struggled with his power simply came from Kurama being a dick and hating humans. Yep. And also Kurama was, nerfing Naruto's abilities. All right, let's see this quote right here. All right. The one body, one soul statement hasn't really convinced me that Kurama and Himawari are the same being. I prefer to wait for a more concrete statement. They obviously share one body. That can't be disputed. It's the soul part that's kind of off to me. What did Kurama mean by this exactly? Is this similar to Ashura and Naruto, where Ashura's soul and chakra attach itself into Naruto? Naruto and Ashura's souls are technically two different souls that are often considered to be one because of the link they share. Could something similar to this had happened with Himawari? Possibly. Did he mean soul as in that they share the same emotions? Naruto was able to share his emotions through his chakra. That was Hagoromo's biggest wish. For people to understand each other through chakra, Ninshu. And through this meaning in which Himawari acquired the Nine Tails in a unique way, this isn't enough evidence yet for me to be 100% believe that she's vastly different from her predecessor. Things like her having the highest efficiency for using Kurama's chakra are confirmed, though. I agree with the whole thing with her being stronger than her other predecessors. I get that. That is another reason why people say she's not a fucking, Jinchuriki, because she's stronger than the rest. But that's what I got with the conversation with her, Kurama, and her and Jura, is that yes, she is. The fact that she was born with it just made her. The fact that she was born with Nine Tails power, and then Kurama was just reborn inside her from Gate after he died. I mean, it did take 3 years, but still, I mean, that just told me that they're just saying that she's the strongest Jinchuriki ever. And I didn't have a problem with that. The problem is that nigga saying she's not a Jinchuriki. And her not having a seal, I'm gonna just say might not be necessary. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Naruto completely undid the seal holding Kurama in the war arc. There seems to be a no seal binding Kurama to Naruto in recent history. And the mind space that Kurama and Himawari meet seemed identical to the one Naruto and Kurama used after undoing the seal. And it's also the same one where Kurama and Naruto had the conversation when Kurama was dying. It's the exact same one. The whole background and the water on the floor, all that type of shit. All right. This is interesting. I do like the conversation though. I think the conversation is interesting. If you feel like you like one side and the other side, that's up to you. But I mostly agree with everything you said. The only thing I will add is that maybe he didn't get rid completely of the seal. Agree with that as well, because we see he used it during the fight. After all, his transformation is pretty unique. From what I understand, his golden cloak form is because of the seal. That explains why Minato had it as well. Also, we know of a different Jinchuriki, that's crazy, that was a friend with his tail beast, and that was Killer B. They share a space in the consciousness look exactly the same as every other Jinchuriki, but the transformation was different than Naruto. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Naruto can transform the same way that Killer B does. I believe he can take a Biju form with flesh, bone, and fur, but he chooses not to. During his training with Killer B, he told Naruto to take his Biju form, and when Naruto tried to do so, he became a miniature Ninetales. This miniature Ninetales form was made from real flesh and not chakra. The reason given to Naruto, to why Naruto failed to take on Kurama's true form was that Naruto was not yet on a good terms with Kurama. Later on, Naruto and Kurama do eventually end up on somewhat good terms, and Naruto continues to use his chakra mode. When Naruto finally manifests his complete Biju form, I believe he willingly chooses to manifest not as flesh, but rather a chakra avatar. Now, that was another thing I didn't point out, is that also Kurama is willing to be with, Naruto's family, even if he's born inside somebody. He's not, he's not the same Kurama that he was in the beginning of Naruto. So he would be willing to be with Himawari regardless, Himawari or Boruto. There was another thing I heard that, like, it was actually supposed to be Boruto at first, but since the whole thing with him and Momoshiki, when Momoshiki manifested in his body, that, cut off the line between him and Kurama. How? Because he will still have, like Otsutsuki chakra. I don't understand. But he said that's the reason why Kurama jumped from Boruto to Himawari. All right, I believe the Naruto, the last movie, love that movie, we see Kurama manifest in flesh, not chakra though. Though Kurama didn't take this form for Naruto, it at least shows that Naruto might very well be able to transform like B. The Eight Tails also kinda explains chakra mode to Naruto. Don't disagree with these statements. I feel like everybody is right. I'm like, I don't disagree. I just feel like she's still in Jinchuriki. Okay, the thing I disagree with is people saying she's not one. I gotta hurry up too, because I am excited to read this One Piece chapter, but niggas had me a little tight today. All right, so it says Himawari is not 100% human. All right, let's read this thread, all right? As Kurama said, Himawari was born with chakra to Ninetales. She didn't gain that power. She has had that power since the day she was born. Because of that, that's supposed to say, Damon was able to sense the power inside of Himawari. She is basically not a Jinchuriki. She is a Biju. She is the Ninetales itself. Actually, we can clearly say Kurama is also one of her parents as well. That's kind of nuts. That explains the Biju-like ability. I mean, he's not wrong. It's crazy to say, but he's not wrong. All right, Himawari is a pseudo-tail beast. Now same as Gold and Silver Brothers, she's a part of Ninetales, similar to how Kage is part of the Ten Tails. It's different though, because the Gold and Silver Brothers didn't have fucking Kurama reform inside the both of them. To be fair, Kurama was alive. Kurama was alive and was able to, he was in Naruto, so he couldn't do it. He's dead and was reborn inside Himawari, and still, the Gold and Silver Brothers had chakra cloaks, like how Naruto did. He had like I think it was like max 1, 2, 3 tails that them niggas had. But this transformation is different from even that. So, like I said, there's no real credence to that as well. But I'll hold off until we get an absolute confirmation on what the heck really happened. Still reasonably hype. Free my ninja Naruto out that box, man. We need answers. Facts. This one, I think this is the one I agree with the most. All right. It says, nah. Kind of have to disagree. She's just a better Jinchuriki because of her capabilities and able to use Kurama's power better. And Kurama still makes a distinction between him and her. And at Naruto, Kushina, and Mito are her predecessors. Which is important because if he's saying that, that confirms that she is a Jinchuriki. And I don't give a fuck what Jura said after this, because this basically confirmed what the fuck it is. He says, I can sense that your chakra has a higher affinity to mine than any other of your predecessors, more than even Naruto. So Kurama right here basically confirms she's a fucking Jinchuriki. Even with the one mind, one body thing, still. And he's about to go to a thread that also, you know, counteracts with that saying of the one mind, one body thing as well. All right, it says, and then do rebuttals with, well, consider Kurama said, we are one body and one soul, and Jura says she's less of a Jinchuriki and more like a Shinju. There is really no way to know for sure. I mean, it do need to be better clarification on what it is, because a lot of people are trying to make the distinction of where is she a Jinchuriki or is she just the tail beast herself? All right, he says, one body, one soul is feel like a standard though, because a perfect Jinchuriki is supposed to be one with their tail beast. Juro also make the distinction that he can sense the Nine-Tails signature inside her, not that she's the Nine-Tails, not that she's Nine-Tails. Kurama also complains that Juro was able to sense him in her. He also didn't say she's less like a Jinchuriki, just that her healing abilities is closer to a Biju, which tracks because she has a higher compatibility. For example, a 10-tails Jinchuriki can get high regeneration abilities, but it does not make them 10-tails. So it makes sense for her to have higher compatible 9-tails Jinchuriki that can tap into Kurama's regeneration better. Also, adding to the fact that if she was a whole Biju, the sensory unit would have been able to sense it out. It's just Kurama was hiding his presence from the world and Himawari. But that's all I gotta say, because that's all I gotta say about the Himawari thing. You know, I feel like there's a lot of arguments and debates on what she actually is. He needs more clarification. And yeah, but I agree mostly with the whole thing, with everything people are saying. Is just, you know, I disagree with the whole fucking she's not a Jinchuriki thing. I think that shit's ridiculous. I think anybody that thinks she's not an actual Jinchuriki is, I don't know.